what is actually going on within these activations? Can you take us through like what Kundalini energy
Yeah.
is and how it runs through our body and how it's activated?
Yeah, absolutely. So it is definitely, I'm so excited that it's having a moment because there's so much controversy around Kundalini and there's so much like people are afraid of it sometimes. And it's really such a natural frequency. So the difference between energy work of Kundalini and let's say Reiki is that Reiki healers pull from the energies around them. Kundalini is actually an energy that we all have within us. So it lies
Mm.
dormant at the base of our spine. So I had to really work on my own Kundalini energy and really refine my energy to be able to work on other people because it's my energy that is awakening yours when I'm working with you. So I'm really pulling from my energetic sources to then help you awaken yours. So what's happening is that I'm then working with your energy to rise it up. And the Kundalini energy is also known as a snake or it's serpentine, right? Because it kind of moves in this moment, in this movement of being a snake. And it goes through the chakras and it's a very, very high frequency, smart energy. So I always tell people that it gives you exactly what you need. So if there's a place in your body where there is something that's stuck, whether it's an emotion or an old trauma or some energy, that's usually where it goes. And what I
Mm.
do is I will intuitively pick up on that. So I'm running the energy regardless, but then I'll notice that something needs to be released, let's say in your heart chakra, and you might feel tightness in your chest. And then I'm helping you to move that energy through to kind of like burst through, right? It's almost like a pipe that has something stuck there for the energy to move through. And so then I'm helping you get that out, which could either be a body movement, right? When you see people kind of like flailing around, it's really, they're just having a release and it looks like an exorcism. It's very, could be very jarring looking, but that's really just a release. That's the energy moving. But it also could be a cough or a sigh, so it could be also really subtle. So what I'm doing in those group activations is essentially moving those energies. And then I walk around each person and I'm kind of looking at your body and getting in tune with what's going on. And then I'm helping you to move those things out.
Okay, yeah. Everyone needs to go to Amanda's Instagram and check this out because it's really wild to see, everyone laying down with their eyes closed and you working on them from above and then them literally having these somatic releases, these body like convulsions, if you will. And I think that just really showcases how much trauma we do store in our body and like how honestly, like you were saying, like you are really activating like a cough, a sigh, like simple movements. And it's like such a gentle reminder or a powerful reminder, actually, gentle but powerful reminder for us that we can do that in our
Mhm.
everyday too, right? Like just moving our hips, and I know you talked about this on Instagram, which is like such a good
Yeah.
reminder, like move it, like yawning. Like I literally like sigh out multiple times in the morning. Like how do you integrate these practices into your day to day like that? Like, how do you
Oh, yeah.
integrate, like, yeah, I feel like as a mom too, like just
Oh,
ongoing, like
yeah.
throughout pregnancy and everything, I feel like you don't always have to do a whole Kundalini activation. Like, these are very simple practices that you can integrate within your everyday.
100%. And I am so for that because I love like a 2 hour deep like breathwork Kundalini session, but like I rarely have that chunk of time together,
Right.
right? Like I only have a few minutes here and there, and I'm big on sighing too. Like I will take a couple of deep breaths, or I'll rub my hands together, right, to get energy flowing. Like right before we hopped on here, I've been feeling just really fast energy, a lot of anxiety, not just because of what's happening in the world and the universe right now. Like I'm moving very fast. So I rubbed my hands together and I just sort of like brought the energy out into like almost like a
Mm,
circle. And I just like brought that to my chest just to like calm down. And I'll like take like a moment and just like breathe in and out and then move
mm.
forward. So I'm doing it all the time because I also believe that in order for me to show up and to be able to do this with other people, I have to embody it and I have to live it and I have to actually be doing it and not just talking about it.
Amen. 100%. And you said something so much about like creating a clear vessel for
Mhm.
to be working on other people. And like, It really like rubs me the wrong way when I see people take these like, 24-hour certifications and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
they're a healer, a practitioner. And I'm like, this is a lifelong work. Like we need to get out of this instant gratification mindset and really integrate and embody the work ourselves, because I don't know, like I always, when I'm sitting down with a healer, I'm like, I take everything that they're saying with a grain of salt, because it's like this wisdom, this light, this transmission is coming through their vessel. And
Hmm.
you can really tell through your work, like just like how clear your vessel is. Like just scrolling through your feed and like looking at your digital landscape and connecting with you, like it's like you are standing behind the work kind of a thing. You are letting like a higher power kind of take hold.
Yeah. And it's been scary too. Like, I think, I feel like I just recently sort of came out of the spiritual closet in a lot of ways. And it does feel the reason why I'm doing it is bigger than me. You know, I also feel like the way that it comes through, like I use that as a way to be able to be like, okay, I'm going to show up in this work, right? Or I'm going to change my mindset because then I can't show up for other people. So I try really hard to keep my vessel really clear, but it's so crazy because I see those people all the time who are just like, okay, like now I can do this energy. What I love so much about Kundalini and why it spoke to me so much is that it's so unique. So you can go to five different people who do Kundalini activation, and there's different types, and there's, KAP is Kundalini activation process. I think that's very, very popular right now. You can go to all these different people and have a different experience. And how
Right.
I was taught to do it was my teacher just kept activating my Kundalini. She never said this is how to do it. So my practice of it, or you come to a class or one on one, is entirely different than you're going to do with anybody else because I invented it as this is my actual practice and I'm doing it with you. But like you could go to somebody else and it'll be totally different.
Right. And that's when the most powerful medicine is really bestowed onto others, is when you synthesize like these teachings and synthesize it and integrate it with your unique experience and like your unique magic, and then like give that unique power to the world around you. Like that is collective healing. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that. And I want to circle back to one note you said, because I feel like it's really prevalent like right now